Well, howdy YouTube gamers, welcome. Today I want to talk about leaks of the new Nightreign game mode that is going to be actually ranked. I have multiple pictures over there that I'm gonna go over. I am going to make this video in form of kind of presentation. It's because I cannot show the gameplay itself. So like this picture you probably have seen already. It's basically a description of what Deep of Night actually going to be. And as I said, it's going to be a ranked mode. You actually can just enter it from like expeditions menu and so on and so forth, yeah? The basics. Then you have like particular ratings for which level of the depth you're actually going to have and like what rating you need to have to enter that level. Meaning behind these levels are going to be explained very soon. But yeah, those are like things that you probably have seen already. Let's go on to things that you didn't see yet. So, this is actually Google Translate from the Chinese website of an individual that probably as the first person in the world managed to make this game mode actually work. General description is you are going to have red random guys that basically going to be replaced instead of like regular enemies, and that means that, for example, yeah, let me actually use a picture of this absolute gigachat soldier of God. Like, this is basically your regular enemy, yeah, let's say, like in Elden Ring or like in Nightreign. The difference is that like some random enemies that you can encounter during the run going to have like red marks on the body. Like basically stains, red stains. We can call it invader's disease, but yeah, like that's essentially the point. It's just going to be regular enemy, but with these red stains. And these boyos can be like regular guys, like even literally just like a regular soldier of Godric, or it can be, for example, like a mini boss or like a boss even, yeah? So it's all up to the randomness of the mode, and basically like if you're going to encounter these guys and how many of them you're going to encounter is completely randomized. These guys going to drop you more runes, be more tanky, and so on and so forth, and also gonna give you a chance for like a better loot, but we are going to talk about it in the moment. So those are scalings. When it comes to the red guys, if someone is marked with these like red stains, their HP is increased times 2, and also like they deal more damage, yeah? When it comes to the depths corrections, or like, well, depths like scalings, then as you can see, this is like as follows, like 1.3 times HP for the first one, 1.425, 1.55, 6075, and like 1.8, yeah? And also like the attack increase. Attack in the meaning the amount of damage you will be receiving, yeah? Like bosses, enemies, and so on gonna be hitting harder depending on which depth you are. Also, I'm actually not sure if that was mentioned earlier, yeah? But the depth of Deep of Night expedition choice, yeah? It makes it so that you cannot choose the final boss. Like, you click it and the final boss of the run, the Night Lord, is randomized. Is that like written here? I don't. Victory's increased rating. No, it's not written here. But yeah, this is actually the case. Like, so like another thing worth to mention is that like when you're entering the ranked mode, when you're entering like the Deep of Night mode, then things are just way more random than it would be with like a regular game. Yeah, all things considered. And yeah, so here is that. Another thing is during the run, you will be able to essentially get yourself so-called red weapons. And red weapons are just like weapons of kind of different rarity, not even exactly that. So like, let me turn on the paint again, and I'm going to make it black so it's not going to be hurtful to your eyes. And let's say that we are going to have like a box, yeah? And in this box you have like, it is a box that represents a sword. It's part of the UI, yeah? And like, let's say like, you know, this is a sword, yeah? And that sword normally in Nightreign has like, it's like a damage, it's like a, let's say 100 damage. I don't remember exactly like what else. Right, here you have like the status effects that the weapon is applying, yeah. And then below here you are going to have passives, yeah. So the way how passives works like in regular Nightreign is usually that you have like a 1 or 2 passives, yeah, and they usually give you, well, something, yeah. So if your weapon is going to be of the red rarity instead, then you are getting yourself third passive, and this third passive is going to be negative. But the first passive, this one, yeah, this one, or like, well, this one, yeah, this passive over here, the first one, is going to be the type of passive that you normally would get only by beating, for example, boss of like encampment, or like the boss the boss of the day, and so on and so forth. So essentially, these items are going to be like the red versions of the regular items. The red rarity is going to be essentially rich in passives, in the meaning that they are going to have some negative effects, but also going to have some good, way better passives than you would normally expect from like a weapon passives, yeah? Let's say, for example, you can get yourself like a passive that's going to give you 13% more defenses against physical damage or like elemental damage, yeah? You got the point. So on top of that, it's worth to mention that like when it comes to like that free passives things with also like negative effects, these also can occur on weapons with blue rarity and higher. It's just that first passive, the godlike first passive, yeah, that normally would get only by beating bosses, it's just not going to be there. Instead, you're gonna have regular weapon passive, but usually it's going to be stronger than the ones that you would get in normal game. By the way, like the negative passives are also very interesting, because negative passives can, for example, like contain things like you're gonna be receiving more damage from the Nightreign, like nomen, yeah, like, you know, the storm thingy. Anyway, the rank points. This is screenshot from Armor Core 6, and honestly, it's looking about the same in Nightreign. At the end of the expedition, you just going to be leveling up. Similarly to Armor Core 6, that's basically about the same system. It's just that you don't have like divisions of the particular league, but the leagues itself. You just get like particular amount of points, and then you leveling up. Worth to mention, yeah, let's get back to the ratings. Worth to mention that these ratings, once you, for example, going to reach the depth 2 or depth 3 and onwards, like any depth, whatever, whichever one, yeah, you cannot drop of that depth. So, like, let's say that if you are, let's say, going to be in the run, you are on the depth of you're on the depth 4 currently, and you have 5,999 points. If you're going to, let's say, quit a match because there are penalties for like leaving matches, then your rating gonna go down. But if it would be like on 6k plus already, and you would have, let's say, like exactly 6k points, then the rating is not going to go down because it's gonna be capped already. It's essentially, you can drop your rating apparently in the game, I guess by losing, by not finishing the expedition, by leaving the match and so on. You can lose your rating, but you cannot lose the depth. Like once you're gonna reach particular rank, you are staying in that rank. So furthermore, after you're gonna finish the run, after you are going to get your ranking and so on, you're of course going to get yourself drops, and when you're gonna be playing ranked mode, you're gonna realize you got also relics of depth, and these relics actually are special because they are like let's use the paint again, yeah, like so in case of a regular Nightreign, yeah, window of the relics looking like this, yeah. Here on top you have like a classes, yeah. Here on the side you have like a grid with all your relics that you have, yeah, bullshit of this type. And here you are going to have your relics, yeah, and typically you have like a 1, 2, 3 slots, yeah, and they are of the different color, yeah, like a one gonna be red, another one is gonna be yellow, another one is gonna be blue, like I don't exactly remember what other type of colors you have. So every single goblet of yours from now on is going to have actually 6 slots. So you have like 3 additional slots, but these slots, yeah, like these 3 additional slots, they are only for the depth like relics, not for the regular ones. So, and they are also different because besides like in case of regular relic, yeah, you actually have like only essentially positive passives. In case of these relics in particular, they have positive and negative effects. For every positive effect there might be a negative effect. They are basically like displayed, described one like next to each other, and yeah, that's the main difference. But ultimately from now on you technically can have 6 relic slots, yeah. So well, that increases the build possibilities quite a lot. And I have like a screenshot of a few interesting relics that we're gonna have available in that new like a game mode. And yeah, I gotta have to show you that, but I'm gonna do it. Actually, wait, is that next later? Yeah, okay, I thought there is something else, but no. So here is an example of few relics that have like a positive and negative effects, but are related directly to the particular character. So like, yeah, like as you can see, you literally have relics that kind of alter the way how like characters can be played. But what is the best here, dude? What is absolutely hilarious, what makes me absolutely love Ishizaki, like, you know, the main lead of Nightreign. The guy is so funny. Revenant is going to get relics that is going to turn her into the meme that, like, you know, you get this meme, yeah, like of her like using like a big bonk weapons and so on. Dude, improved vigor and endurance, reduced might, improved strength, reduced faith. And if you're gonna go here, Revenant literally like going to become like actual like a melee wielder, strength melee wielder, because might gonna be decreased by 12, but vigor gonna be increased by 5 and endurance by 4, and then faith decreased by 26, but strength increased by 31. That's actually so funny.
Riposo. Oh man. Hey. Hello, gamer. Memory's broken. Room goes unspoken.